Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Easy Peasy Vocab. Today we are going to learn about pattern 3 sentences. Subject noun, verb transitive, indirect object and direct object. In the image you can see a florist and there are a lot of beautiful flowers. The florist handed me a beautifully designed vase with roses and wildflowers in it. I'm going to classify this sentence that the is an article adjective, florist is a subject noun, handed me a beautifully designed vase. Handed is the verb to identify the direct object. We have learnt in the last video that we should ask the question handed what? Handed vase. So vase is the direct object and obviously handed will become the verb transitive. A beautifully designed vase. A is an article adjective, beautifully is an adverb, and designed vase, because it is describing the vase, designed will be the adjective. We are going to talk about me. Me is the indirect object. We'll talk about that in the video. With roses and wildflowers. Can you tell me what is that? That is a prepositional phrase. So with what? Roses and wildflowers. Both are nouns, right? So with will be the preposition. Here you have two objects of prepositions and they're connected by a conjunction and. So they'll become the compound object of the prepositions. Roses and wildflowers will be the compound object of the prepositions. Isn't it interesting? In it is also a prepositional phrase, in being the preposition and it being the object of the preposition. Now, let's take a look at what a pattern 3 sentence is. The third pattern has 4 core parts. What are they? Subject noun SN, verb transitive VT, indirect object IO, and direct object DO. In the example, you can see a teacher talking to the students. Our teacher gave us the quiz. Who gave us the quiz? Teacher. So teacher will be the subject noun. And what is being said about the teacher? Gave. Gave is the verb. So to find the direct object, let's ask the question what after the verb gave. Gave what? Quiz. So quiz is the direct object. As we have the direct object, the verb will become the transitive verb. Now, if we have a direct object, then the verb is obviously verb transitive. And now, what we have to do is, we have to find if there is an indirect object. So, let's ask this question. To whom? You can ask like to whom or for whom. So, let's ask the question to whom? Teacher gave quiz to whom? Us. Us is the indirect object. So, our will be the possessive pronoun adjective because whose teacher? Our teacher. It is showing possession or ownership. So, our will be the possessive pronoun adjective PPA. Teacher is a subject noun. Gave is the verb transitive. Us is the indirect object. The is an article adjective. And quiz is the direct object. And this is a declarative sentence because it's giving information. And the pattern is subject noun, verb transitive, indirect object, direct object, pattern 3 sentence. Now let's take a look at this example. My aunt is always buying Peter new mystery books from the bookstore. My aunt. So whose aunt? My, right? It's showing ownership. So my will be the possessive pronoun adjective. And who is always buying the books? Aunt. So aunt will be the subject noun. And what is being said about the aunt? Buying. So buying will be the verb. And to find the direct object, let's ask the question, what after the verb buying? Buying what? Books. So books is the direct object. Is always. Is the helping verb and always is the adverb because it is telling us when, right? To find the indirect object, we need to ask to whom or for whom the action was done. So, Aunt is always buying books for whom? Peter. So, Peter is the indirect object. New mystery books. What kind of books? New mystery. So, new and mystery will be the adjectives because they're describing the books. From the bookstore. So, to find the preposition, let's ask from what? And if we get a noun, then it will be a preposition, right? Then from will be the preposition. From what? Bookstore. Bookstore is the noun, right? So, from is the preposition, the is an article adjective, bookstore is the object of the preposition, and from the bookstore is the prepositional phrase. And this is a declarative sentence as it is giving us information. And the pattern is subject noun, verb transitive, indirect object, direct object, pattern 3 sentence. In the image, you can see a dog holding a bone, right? My playful dog is constantly leaving Mr. Patrick a bone by his front gate. My playful dog. Whose dog? My dog, right? My is the possessive pronoun adjective. And what kind of dog? Playful dog. So it is describing the dog. So playful would be the adjective. And who is always leaving a bone? Dog, right? So we are talking about the dog. So dog is a subject noun in the sentence. Is the helping verb. Constantly. When? Constantly. So constantly is the adverb. And what is being said about the dog? It is leaving a bone, right? So leaving is the verb, and to find whether it is a verb transitive, let's ask the question, leaving what? Leaving bone. So bone is the direct object and leaving will become the verb transitive. And leaving a bone for whom? This question is to find the indirect object. Mr. Patrick. So Mr. Patrick will be the indirect object. A is an article adjective and the last part of the sentence is by his front gate. By what? Gate. Gate is the noun. So by will become the preposition. Whose front gate? Mr. Patrick's, right? His front gate. His shows ownership. So it is the possessive pronoun adjective. And what kind of gate? Front gate. It is describing the gate. So front will be the adjective and by his front gate is the prepositional phrase. And this is a declarative sentence. And what pattern is it? Subject noun, verb transitive, indirect object, direct object, pattern 3 sentence. In the image, you can see a person writing something about the car. The insurance adjuster asked my sister and me questions about the car accident. The is an article adjective, insurance adjuster. So, who asked questions? Adjuster, right? So, adjuster will be the subject noun. And what kind of adjuster is he? Insurance adjuster. So, insurance will be the adjective. And what is being said about the adjuster? Asked. So, asked is the verb. To find the direct object, let's ask the question, asked what? Asked questions. So, questions is a direct object. My sister and me. Wow, this is very interesting. Asked questions to whom? Now, we can find the indirect object. The answer is sister and me. You have two indirect objects and they're connected by and the conjunction. So, sister, me will become the compound indirect objects. And what is my there? My sister and me. So, my shows ownership So it is possessive pronoun adjective. Sister and me. Sister, me will become the compound indirect objects and is the conjunction that is connecting both the indirect objects. And we all already discussed about the questions. Questions is the direct object. And the last part of the sentence is about the car accident. Now let's find out if about is a preposition. About what? Accident. Accident is a noun. So about will be the preposition. The is the article adjective and car accident. What kind of accident? Car accident. So car is describing the accident. So it is an adjective and accident is the object of the preposition. So about the car accident is the prepositional phrase in the sentence. And this is a declarative sentence. And what pattern is it? Subject noun, verb transitive, indirect object, actually compound indirect objects, direct object and pattern 3 sentence. Got it? Wow, this is interesting. You can see a great musician in the picture, right? The skilled and gifted musician gave the audience a magnificent performance in the lovely music hall. The is an article adjective, skilled and gifted musician. So, who gave the performance? Musician, right? So, you already know the subject noun. Subject noun is the musician. And what kind of musician? Skilled and gifted. Again, you have two adjectives describing the musician and they're connected by a conjunction called and. So, skilled and gifted will be the compound adjectives. And is the conjunction that is connecting those two adjectives. So, musician, so what is being told about the musician? Gave. Gave is the verb. To find the direct object, we need to ask the question, gave what? Performance. So, performance is the direct object and obviously gave will become the verb transitive, right? So, the musician gave performance to whom? To the audience. So, audience will become the indirect object. The is an article adjective, audience is the indirect object. A magnificent performance. A is an article adjective. What kind of performance? Magnificent performance. So, magnificent will be the adjective because it is describing the performance. And the last piece of the sentence is in the lovely music hall. Let's find out if in is the preposition. Let's ask the question in what? In hall. Hall is the noun. So, in is the preposition. There is an article adjective. Lovely music hall. What kind of hall? We are describing the hall as lovely music, right? Hall. So, lovely music will be the adjectives and hall is the object of the preposition. And in the lovely music hall will become the prepositional phrase. And this kind of sentence is declarative as it is giving us information. And what pattern is it? Subject noun, verb transitive, indirect object, direct object, pattern 3 sentence. Hope you all understood. Thank you so much for watching. Please do like, share, subscribe and comment for more videos. Thank you so much.